Well, since I got rain forecast somewhat today, there's a guy I'm helping ain't gonna be doing beans. He's got them corn ready. The sky is kind of darkening out there. I don't know if we're gonna get rain or not. Got pretty much rain every day for next week, regardless. But I figure I'm gonna go do this job. So this tractor will probably be down for a little bit. The International will have to pick up the slack. But my radiator's been leaking on this tractor all summer. And probably not gonna be able to show up in there. I'm pretty sure it's just a seam down here it's leaking. Oh, that shitty hay I've been mowing's dustier than hell too. But it's wet down in here. And I've been running this tractor with just straight water in it, leaving the radiator cap loose, and I can run all day long, no problem. Now here, this tractor's been sitting for 4 days, doing nothing, and the radiator's still full. Then there's days I run it, and next morning I go out there, I'll put a gallon of water in it. So I really don't understand it, but what makes it leak when it leaks, but I'm pretty certain it's this down here. This radiator was fixed one other time. Oh, 15, 20 years, whenever it was. It was before 2007, because I still had the hay bind. I still got the hay bind, but I just got back from mowing hay, and I had, because I bought the disc bind in 2007, I had smoke coming out the crankcase breather. White smoke. And everyone I talked to at the time pretty much said the block's cracked. One said it could be a head gasket, but 3 out of 4 guys I talked to said probably the block's cracked. So I just put a new motor in the tractor. And at that time, the guy that put the motor in recommended I take the radiator somewhere to be checked. So I did, and they did patch it or fix the seam or something at that time. I don't know if it's this seam or what, I don't remember. But that's what I'm going to do today. Take it out, take it down there. And then I got to go get some hoses. This has the engine oil cooler, this line, and one on the other side going to the bottom of this radiator. So there's coils in this lower tank to cool the motor oil. And them are, this side will show better. They're spliced together with these rubber lines, so I'll be changing them while I'm at it. It's been quite a few years. This is the transmission oil cooler, and then mines go down underneath there and connect onto here. Them are going to get changed too while I'm at it. I said last time I did change it with everything in here, and it's fun feeding it up through them holes, but it can be done. And I gotta check. I think I had a hole wearing through. That's why I got this piece of rubber in here. I think I gotta go get a new lower radiator hose. I probably should just change them to be done with. The upper one wasn't changed too long ago, but it looks like it is swelling up there. I have to look on eBay. There's usually places got kits. You can buy both of them or get that ordered. I doubt if anybody around here is actually stocking it. That's close. But I don't think it should be that hard of a job. Like I say, just pull these lines. And I think I just take the shroud, I should be able to just take off. Lay it forward. And it'd be, these 3 bolts on each side. There's a rubber hose connecting the radiator cap to the top of the radiator. But I think, and that's why I'm going to do it, don't think I have to pull all this off. It looks like this should be able to tip up enough, and I should be able to get it forward enough, rotated enough to come this way. I'm going to be pulling these shields, but I don't think it'd be that much of a job to get it out. So if I can get it out and get it down there, I'll be happy. And I got, like I said, get all that. I got to get a new coolant filter, new antifreeze. That's the main reason to be doing this, because Ain't gonna be much longer. I gotta have antifreeze in this. So we got down in the 40s last night. I mean, you have to get down to the 20s really to freeze anything to hurt the motor, but I'm not taking that chance. So let me get going at this and see what I can get apart. Well, I think it's ready to come out. Oh, I gotta take I haven't taken the upper radiator hose off yet. That's minor. Yeah, that kind of helped me then. It's holding everything in place right now. But I got the lower radiator hose off. I got the 2 oil lines off. When I get this out, I gotta take them pipe fittings out. I got all 6 bolts out to hold the radiator in. That hose is off. It's the wire or something. So I guess I just gotta take that upper radiator hose off and hopefully I can pick it up, pivot this up, and hopefully it's got enough room. Because I really don't, well, fuel tank's empty, so that ain't a problem. That supports the fuel tank. What I might end up doing, I don't know, it must be 2 bolts back here like these 2. It might end up where I have to take, this is just one other piece off. Maybe it'll work. Well, we'll see if I get this out first, but I think I can, if it's like this, just take 1 bolt out here, loosen that one, take these 2 up and pivot it up. But we're gonna see what this does first. Well, I got it out. I couldn't get none of the videos, cussing and swearing as it was. I ended up having to take this bracket out. It goes across the top here because I want to cupped around the neck of the filler hose. So that was kind of hard to get it around. I was able to pick it up, pivot it around. I swung the ass end that way and was able to pull it this way, but I think to get it back in, I'm going to be pulling stuff off the front here. Won't be too much to take the air cleaner off and take these 2 bolts out. And then this frame will come out and then it'll give me plenty of room to get it back in there. Get all that crap out of there. Like I say, I'm going to be replacing them 2 lines there while I got it out since it's easy access. And new lines for the oil engine and oil cooler. I'm going to get new radiator hoses. This one here, it's not that old, but it's not the right one for this tractor either. Nobody had one in stock, and I just went somewhere, found one that matched up size-wise, curve-wise a little bit. I had to cut some of it off. But get both radiator hoses, coolant filter, coolant, and we should be good to go. I don't need no thermostat. I just changed that like a year or so ago. Because this, maybe I should be changing that again too. Because I had to change that, but it's still just as bulgy as when I put it on, I guess. But I'm going to take this, hose that crap out of there, and take it somewhere and have them tell me it's not fixable, and then I'll have to find a new one. And like I said, I found them on eBay for up to $400, 600. Well, some were $600, but I wouldn't buy the $300 one, and I'm not buying the $600 one. So, but I guess that's it here. I gotta get on the road. Yeah, it's the next day here, and I just got back. Just got my radiator back. What's that leaking that way for? So it's all painted up, all nicey. And they say the seam was leaking down there, and he said it was leaking up here too. So he resoldered them, flushed it, cleaned it, 90 bucks. Not too bad. It's gonna get a couple more to do. But I got everything I need. I might actually put this in tomorrow. I gotta do, like I say, gotta finish this up. I gotta clean this stuff out. I didn't take time to do it today. I gotta change. I got new hoses and a coolant filter. I'm gonna change these transmission cooler lines while I'm at it, which should have showed it while I was over here. I got one area I taped up because it was getting scuffed up, so like I say, it'd be a good time to do that now. I got 3/8 line so I can connect, that'll be this line here, into the engine oil cooler in the bottom tank of that. I went and got another, I got a splice, found a hole right, well, it's not a hole, but it's through the outer lining. So I'm not going to piss around changing these. I mean, these were probably changed 15 years ago. I know I changed them once, it's been a while. But I ain't going to piss around since it's right here. I'm going to cut this right here. I got a splice I'm going to put in there and clamp it, and then that'll be good. I got to take these lines off here anyhow to drain out because it's going to be all water up through the cab, so I want to drain as much of that out as I can. Got the coolant filter for this, which these lines wouldn't make any difference with a little bit of water in them, it'll mix in. I can have this all back together tomorrow, but it ain't going to happen because I ordered new lower radiator hose and upper radiator hose, and I ordered them off eBay because I can buy both hoses $10 cheaper than I can buy the lower hose through New Holland. So I'll wait a few extra days. Hopefully, they said, well, I expect to see them by Friday, but they said by the 18th. So it could be another week yet, but I don't think it's going to be. So like I said, tomorrow I can piss around, or the next day, depends. This is a rainy day job, really. But doing all that, I'm still debating whether I'm going to try to take more of this apart, or I'm going to try to thread that thing in there like I brought it out. It was tight, but I got it in there. Just don't want to put a hole in it again. The only thing I got to go get yet is another radiator cap. There should be nothing wrong with this one, but he recommended like a 7-pound cap, and this one's a 15. So either that or just leave that cap loose like I have been. Either way, he said, just recommended going to lower pressure cap because, you know, this thing's 40 years old. Chances, well, if anything, it would get re-cored. You're sure to hell not going to buy a new one. I looked up on New Holland's website. They still show them on there. They say discontinued. So whether they still got old stock out there, they're probably definitely not making them anymore. But to get this radiator, if it is available through New Holland, you're looking at $1,800. Now, like he said, like I mentioned, I can get this off eBay. I've seen them between $300 and $600, almost $700. And like he said, you get what you pay for. It's going to be China made, foreign made, or something, you know, imported parts. Yeah, $600. It'll last maybe 5 years, 3 years, maybe a year, who knows. They really cheapen up parts. Now, he can recore this one. He said probably be upwards of $700, depending. He gets his cores from a place over in Cleveland. They're heavier cored, you know, heavier tubed, you know, quality. So, but like I say, he was able to patch it, and we're good on that. But just so you know, New Holland, basically Fiat, they don't want to stock parts for these old tractors anymore. So, It's another project I'm thinking about trying to figure out what to do. I'm not sure just what's bent on this. That's just wore out. Figure out how to shim that somehow. The problem I got, this pawl doesn't want to stay in that groove. This is what changes the speed of your apron. And you see as I bring it forward, it jumps out. And that's wedged in there. And I've monkeyed with this one other time, trying to get that in. So I don't know if I gotta play with it here again. Whether I just gotta bend that lever back some. I gotta pull this off and look at it closer. I think it might be oblonged out, and maybe have to drill this out bigger and get a sleeve in there. Because you will never believe what New Holland wants for this little piece of metal. I'll make a clip of it. I could probably put a screenshot of it in, but I'm going to show you because some people probably ain't going to believe if I do that screenshot. I'll show you on the parts list, and I'll show you on the price list. It is absolutely idiotic. So one thing I like to do, I like to look up some parts sometimes just to see if dealers stock them, if they're available. I mean, this should be available. This is spreaders. On and on. It's just like this jack. That jack is over $200. I bent one of them. I just took it for scrap. Wasn't thinking, didn't jack it up, drove off and bent the damn thing. But remember, that's $200. Wait until I show you the price of that. Okay, I'm here on Messic's website. You can go parts search, enter the model number 155. It doesn't matter if you had put a 155, 165. All of spreaders use the same. 155 New Holland box manure spreader. Select diagram. I want apron control. Okay, right here's the lever. There's the spring. There's that little pawl. Number 19. So you scroll down here to number 19. Gotta go back up. Oh, come on. Okay, number 19. Paul. Now, nobody can say that I'm full of BS. $738.92 for number 19. Number 19 is the pawl. That's the lever. There's the spring. Runs on that disc. So don't tell me New Holland doesn't want to support their equipment. That is absolutely, totally ridiculous. Cannot believe. Well, I can believe. Because that's basically what they do. I mean, they have a... Never seen a spreader with that, though. They have a hydraulic option for it. But that is totally ridiculous. It's like that Radiator. I didn't look at the price of the... Bought the coolant filter for that Ford. They wanted $44 on their price. I didn't look. I got it at Napa. So I don't know what the price of that was. I didn't even look at the receipt. But, yeah. So... if you don't think they're not screwing farmers, think again.